G'day everybody. I want to talk about deliberate loopholes and things that aren't right that we always whinge about, and we go, why aren't they going away? Why can't we fix this? And everyone whinges, whines. We have different cooks in different areas and it seems to not work. But really, it makes sense that it needs to be gone in certain areas. But yet, it's designed to be there so destruction happens. So when things go wrong with overspending and the way they like to control, they can come in and do what they do, right? Now, how could World War III start? Well, World War III could start with a training exercise. Here's one reason. There's lots of ways things can happen. Here's one way. Start off with a training exercise. As before wars, and even with World War II, they love to use their brain for real. And they have these small little groups, and they keep these people locked up because if they all have brains, they won't be able to control you so easy. And that's just the truth. So they get these people with their brains, certain tactics, certain new ways to keep it quiet. They want to keep it quiet because the more they tell you, the more they can't control you with that. So that's why you can't know, right? Because it's about domination and not righteousness. And what they do is they do what we see today. It's perfect time to talk about what I'm talking about now. As China is doing a training exercise. Yay! Now, if you want to bully and intimidate, what bullies do, and I've talked about this throughout a lot of clips, is they use the law in their benefit. As the bad guys always outdo the half-collected dumbasses that elect dumbasses. You get it? Right? So most people are dumb, which is what happens. You'll get stuck in electing a dumb person. That could happen. If most people are smart, you'll get stuck in electing a smart person. So the dumb people won't get a person that's going to do dumb party shit. But they like it and give out money and shit. It's just dumb in a lot of cases. Definitely in a society that succeeds, right? They like to do their thing because they want things to collapse so they can repeat their society, right? Of get the rich people have to spend now and they got somewhere to build and spend, right? In their way. It's pretty much how it rolls. And so what China does is they're using loopholes, areas of the law. We can go do a training exercise of a war, right? How are we going to attack someone right in front of someone's face that we know that's not going to like it. But guess what? The well won't able to step in as they've got this law, right? This is what we all try to run on unless we got lawyers and we all disagree and agree with laws constantly as we can't get shit right, sadly. And world laws and country laws. It's very sad. But history has shown that. We are what we put out, right? And these people won't even debate with real people because it's already are what we put out. Right? So they collectively got these dumbasses who collectively get jealous, they collectively can't do their job, they collectively know that you're going to take their job away and their tactics, they're going to collectively block you. You get it? Not be elected, not be seen, put in the corner, you're the fastest man in the world, but we found that guy over there and he's my buddy. He's pretty fast too. He could probably still get the winner. So you're going to stay over there because we just don't like you. And you don't fit into our group. You get it? That's why we have these wars and these training exercises. So back to the training exercise. The baby's just got to wait till some seed come back soon. So they're waiting and going, what's going on? It's a bit late than usual. Right? And so what China does is, what you do is you want to start a war and make it look good, right, by showing the people only certain things at certain times. It's what all these bad guys do. They only show a certain story. Like I had to go to court and then I couldn't even debate what they did earlier. They just wanted to know what I did then. And see, if they hide the story earlier and all the other things and just talk about now, make it look good, they can keep it going. And that's how it rolls, right? If you want to see truths of everything, you have to get a real person with a real badge that can really speak to you to study something and then talk about it, which is what I've talked about to talk about. My story will come out when I'm out of North Korea, as we like to say, out of places that are blocking you, right? And the best way to describe that kind of blockage is a place that's one of the worst places in the world that everyone knows, North Korea, right? As they control and dominate, and they're a country where they facade what you could do, but use all the loopholes to make it just is. Right? It's just is for them. Okay? And so when it comes to the Chinese, they're intimidating Taiwan right now. No country, no real big president, except me, if I had that badge, would step up and go, now let's have a real debate why you would do that at this time. To me, it's the worstest thing, and I'm about to debate you why you shouldn't do that and how I would see you deliberately bully and trying to start something, right? And they got it more right about freedom and trying to be themselves and they can look after themselves than you, the dominating China, that wants to start shit. And I know all about these people as I grew up around them. And they come in groups and singly, right? And they like to stir up things to make something happen so they can get their outcome. So if a person wants to start a fight, they want to do that because they believe once they start it, it'd be two wrongs don't make a right, so we're as bad as each other, the other one's fighting back, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to make it look like the other one was crazy and started it after the intimidation. So when they do this training exercise and they do it right in front of a country that doesn't want it, that knows that you want to attack it, and then you're doing this training like you're about to do it any day now, right? How would you feel? They would come out and go, get away from us, piss off, we know what you're doing. And if the rest of the world don't see it, we don't know why because of the propaganda. But piss off, we know what you're doing. You're trying to do this, trying to do that. And if we fire, you're going to say it was training exercise and you didn't start nothing. And it gives you a reason to start a war. True? That's what they're doing. And the rest of the world, they're lost in oblivion of things they can't get right anywhere when they go to help other countries. They couldn't even help Gaza. Look at Gaza. Now imagine having that in real life and what's going on right now, where Gaza's screwed out, and because Gaza attacked back and there's stories before that and blah, 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 blah. But two wrongs don't make a right, right? And the righteous one's meant to show, which is what they call the parent of the adult, is meant to know better. This is what they teach us at college in their facade ways and laws until they can control and dominate you when you leave. They teach us that you're meant to debate honestly and be quiet and not be angry and all these things, but then you look out in the real world and what do we see with the biggest leaders? All opposite of what they teach us to be. Isn't that sad? So how do we fix that, people, collectively all around the world? They're starting to stand up now as we have this internet that likes to control and dominate us in these same sectors by cutting off and blocking. How do you stop such an area that has such bullshit? Should we have a country that actually controls the internet hub, right, and knows what righteous is with a Bible of some way that we can all connect to? A Bible of the world's righteous laws of what's really true freedom and true decisions and true attacking yourself and true attacking others? Is that too hard? We're all so smart we can build all these bombs of destruction, but we're not smart enough to just get along? Why do we always hear these same things? Can we all just get along? Yeah, we're in the future now, and what are we saying? And you know why we're saying it? Because back then they put a facade. Every time something goes to get serious, these things come in and pretend that they're going to do it, but they don't. So how would you stop that, people? You let me know in comments. I know. Every time I ask you a question, I already know them. I ask questions because sometimes it's not just the best to do the homework for your child, and it's best to give them clues to make them look at it. So the teacher will say certain things for you to go study and see your point for yourself, as everything can be seen differently and seen righteous and wrong in all different ways. It depends on the education. Some things are right in certain times and eras because they need to be, and some things are not. Look back in history, some things were right that were back then are not right now because we've grown up and we do things differently. Time, you see. So if you're still using things to make up answers and find out what's should we talk about and all that, and you use yay and nay, and then can't even know who's the real thing, how are you going to get a real judgment? What's the point of having 50 people when you go yay and nay and you don't really know because they're all, shouldn't you have a vote? Right, these votes these days keep pretty close to where even if you did go yay and nay, how would you know that there was two more on the other one and there's the true answer? How would you know you got the truth? You wouldn't, because you're in a propaganda old fashioned. Back in the old days, they had to do certain ways because they didn't have the technology to do something else. But when you do, you're meant to upgrade definitely in the highest areas. Otherwise, you get kept behind, and the people that you're meant to be over the top and keeping in line have better tools than you. So you're that great that you can do everything better with crapper technology? I guess you can. No, you can't. That's why we have all these problems out there. So back to China again. What do you think China's doing, everybody? Do you think they have the right to do tests to a country that they know that they're going to invade, that they said that they'll invade, and then they do? Are they allowed to do these bully tactics without the world saying nothing? Should the world all give them a tariff if we do a debate to prove that they did do a bully tactic and they could have went and done a test anywhere else, but yet they're allowed to do tests there because that's what they're testing to attack? Isn't that more to their benefit and still no feelings for anyone else? They could test on a different island themselves, pretending they're attacking. They've got these war grounds before. But as far as I'm concerned, they're doing it this way because they want to keep going. And if they keep doing tests like this too, it's like yelling out woof. The country might go, look, they're just doing a test, and then give up. And then when they really do attack them, they said it was coming, the Chinese will go, well, why didn't they attack back? And then the other country will go, well, they did these tests all the time, and we just got sick of their intimidation and bullying tactics, and no one cared, and now look where we are. That's the real world, people. That's the tactics that get played out there because the real people in the real areas that should give out the real information in the right ways don't know. They just come up with a story to tell. As long as you've got a story, you've got the news. You get it? But it's not the true story and the truth that you need. Where can we go as people where we can actually listen to a news, even if it's on the internet, where it's real and just, that it's all debated? Wouldn't that be a cool place to have? I'd love to start one. I'm trying to do one myself now. But like they say, people can do citizens arrest. So this is citizens debate. And you know what happens? Just like I talked about before, these big bullies come in and they block you. You can't do what they say you do. They say businesses and daytime's the best time to make noises and carry on and bang out there and drive your noisy trucks around. Right? But that's only if you're on the list. He can mow as long as you don't complain about it. But don't we have these times when it's meant to get along? What is getting along? But it's by having times of these noisy machines of things that everyone does. And you get along with it. He might mow, you'll hear a noise. Shit, next week, next day, he's going to mow. It's all the same. Some are a little bit longer than others. If you don't like something, you can move. Things like that. Anyway, have a good one out there, people. And you let me know, what do you think China's doing? In fact, I can debate that China's doing it to a lot of people, including us here in Australia. They do tests, because if you wanted to find out, and it's a good war tactic, is to find out how your enemies react, what they say, and what will they bring out. Gives them answers. And you don't have to bring out things to do a trick too, but it's all about trying to get yourselves answers, and the best way is to allow them not to get answers that you can easily debate why they're trying to do such a tactic. But have a good one and see you later.